Do you ever play that game, Hungry Hippos? There's these little balls, they're on the board, they go around and the hippos try to grab it, and you're against, other people. You've got your hippo, they've got their hippo. Everyone's going to try to grab the balls on the game. It's actually a great metaphor for wealth. Those balls are money and they're floating around in the world. And if you're trying to grab your money, there's all kinds of other people trying to grab your money, and where it can feel like you're just a hungry hippo trying to gobble things up before other people can get to them.
Whoever's faster wins.
Yeah. And what we want to do today is reveal what the game board looks like. Who are the other hungry hippos that you're competing against, and how might you play the game in such a way to win versus those other hungry hippos that are trying to get your money. So welcome. I'm glad you're here, and let's do this.
Yeah, and welcome to Wealth Wisdom Financial Podcast. We believe when conventional financial thinking doesn't get you where you want to go, you need wealth wisdom, and to figure out how to actually win the game of Hungry Hippo, at least financially, right? So don't forget, hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching on YouTube, give us that like and a comment below, because we'd love to hear from you. And if you are watching on podcast, give us a review. We'd love to hear from you as well.
Yeah, thank you. Take 5 seconds to give us a rating and review. Love it. Now, I'm going to tell you something that you may or may not know about Brandon, but I learned this very early on. This is one of his top pet peeves when it comes to money. You ready to hear this? Brandon, tell the folks, what's one of your top pet peeves about money?
One of my biggest pet peeves is when people don't have a plan for their money. When they want certain, results, certain things, but they haven't actually done anything to help them get where they want to go, where they just are kind of going through life, right? And that is a huge pet peeve of mine because, honestly, think about the amount of marketing, the amount of stuff that we just consume that really is someone else having a plan for your money. There are other hippos coming in, grabbing your money. And if you do not have a plan, and don't just depend on me as your great foundational wealth person, right? But have a plan, have a strategy for yourself, right? That really annoys me when people say, well, you just do it, or you just do it. And they don't realize that everybody has a plan for your money, including all the marketers out there.
Yeah. And their plan is going to make them wealthy. It may or may not make you wealthy. To summarize what Brandon said, plenty of others have a plan for your money. If you don't create, implement, and monitor a plan for yourself, it's more likely that their plans are going to work, and their hungry hippos are going to get your money and get fatter and more fed than your own hungry hippo. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So there's 5 key factors here that you can think of as 5 other hippos on your game board. There are probably hundreds of them, but we tried to limit it here to 5, the 5 most important, the 5 critical ones. And if you get these done, the other 95 or however many there are probably going to be easier too. Yeah. So these are the 5 drags to your wealth building journey, that if you can stop these drags, more likely that your hungry hippo is going to get fat and you'll keep more of your money. So the first one is one that there's a lot of experience of this over the last 6 months or so, I would say, particularly last fall. And I think it's the number one wealth killer. Now think in your head right now, what would you say is the number one wealth killer? You got something? Just whatever first comes to mind. See if you get the same one as me. You ready for this? You got yours?
I know it. I already see what it's going to be.
It's volatility. Picture it this way. You know that age-old story where you can choose, do you want 1,000,000 grains of rice or 1 grain of rice doubled for the next 30 days? Do you want $1 million or a penny doubled over the next 30 days? We all know you pick the penny or the 1 grain of rice doubled, right? Whatever it is, you double it. Can you imagine if you were expecting that you were going to be doubling, and then all of a sudden the market changes, you can't double, you actually lose 30% of your money on day 15. I'll let you do the specific math on that, but you do not end up with nearly as much as you would have had it kept doubling without any interruption. Volatility is real. And if you have a 30% decrease and then you double, you're going to be in a much less place than if you keep doubling and never have that decrease.
And you have to make up not just for that part of it, you have to make up above that to even get to where you were before.
Right.
And honestly, this wealth killer that I see, volatility, I have seen it on people's portfolio where they said, oh, I had 130,000 like just recently, and it dropped to 70,000 or 60,000. I don't know, something that I was like, wow, that is amazing, or not amazing really, but just powerful of how it impacted him. And what do we do about it, right? That's somebody's future planning, like that's their retirement, and now they have to like do single ply toilet paper or something instead. I know, kind of sad anyway.
But seriously, volatility is real and its impacts are real and often way underestimated.
Yeah.
If you want to see in real math what that looks like, take out a calculator, start doubling a penny. But when you get to day 15, cut it by 30% after you double it, and then start doubling and see where you end up at the end. It's not going to be if you just doubled throughout. We'll let you do the math on that.
And don't let that hippo eat that.
Right. So volatility, number one. Number two is like getting kicked while you're down. Brandon, tell them what number two is.
Yeah, those are the fees that they add to your volatility. So even though you're down, right, you're still being charged fees alongside that. So people don't realize those 1% or even 0.5% or 2%, whatever it is, that those fees remain regardless. And so we really want to think about what are the fees, those people or things that are taking the money, right? Again, grabbing part of whatever you were accumulating. They're saying, well, here, let me grab my piece. Let me grab my piece. That's a big one. If
your financial professional's Hungry Hippo gets to retire before yours does, you know that this is destroying your wealth.
Yeah.
The next is we add on top of this. It's actually, so not only do we experience volatility, not only do we get fees, but then we get taxed on it as well. And somebody pointed this out to me, you know, not only are we paying taxes on all the growth that we got, we're also not getting any kind of deduction for all the fees that we paid.
Right.
So we experienced this volatility, we paid all these fees, and then the Internal Revenue Service comes in and grabs their part of our wealth to say, nope, that's actually ours. So you want to be very careful in how you're being taxed and making sure that you're factoring in those taxes or doing certain strategies to avoid those taxes without crossing into tax evasion.
Yeah. And I think that taxes are a big wealth killer, and also a way of, you know, again, those hippos coming in and grabbing some of our future income, right? And so taxes are a big deal, but also thinking about how taxes play in with our financial pieces. All of those things are interconnected. And
but here's the number 4. So we've talked about volatility, we've talked about fees, and we've talked about taxes. Number 4 is often called an invisible tax or a hidden tax. Right. Brandon, talk to us about number 4.
That is something that we are experiencing now, and that's inflation. I mean, you went to the grocery store recently? How much did eggs? How much?
Oh, I don't even want to think about how much eggs cost right now. Ridiculous.
I mean, that's one thing where you're like, wow, that is amazing how much it costs for eggs now. Where maybe the inflation has been around for a while, we just didn't see it because, you know, going to college, how has that increased over the past 10, 15 years?
Yeah. Or medical costs.
Yeah. Medical costs, those kind of things where, you know, I didn't, you know, need to worry about a hip surgery. I don't have to worry about a hip surgery now, but
when you're 70, maybe.
Yeah. And we didn't really think about it, how much it has increased. But then whenever you have to have the surgery, you realize, wow, I didn't think it was that much. So inflation has been around for a while. We're seeing it in eggs and milk more so, but now, and we're made aware of it, but that is a hippo that's grabbing our hard-earned cash.
Yeah. And the number 5 here is one of the most controversial, and from a lot of financial professionals comes off very judgmental. This does not have to feel judgmental from how we're talking to you about it. And it also is not something that you should ever feel guilty about, but that you want to just be smart about. And we're all going to make the wrong choice at some point when it comes to this. We've all probably done that in the past, might need to forgive ourselves a little bit and move forward thinking of this one, because we mentioned marketers earlier and how marketers have a plan for your money. They want you to buy their thing that they're selling. And if we don't filter the want, the desire that instills in us, then we can end up losing our wealth or a portion of our wealth that way. So I call this one unfiltered wants. It's great to have desires. It's great to have wants, whether it be a donut or a Gucci bag or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Have those wants, but filter them. Ask yourself, what's most important? And my favorite filtering question is this: what do I need to get what I want? And you might surprise yourself with how very little you end up needing to get what you really want. So for example, I want quality family time. That could look like a trip to a famous theme park in Florida every year that I end up going into credit card debt and spending a lot, because that seems like the epitome of quality family time. But it could also be like actually getting outdoors in a local state park and going for hikes and camping. That actually might give us even better quality family time. So I think of the need. I want quality family time. What do I need to get what I want? Can often surprise you when you think about how much that actually costs when you ask that question. So whatever your wants, put them through that filter. What do I need to get what I want? And then prioritize your money that way. And chances are you're going to find you spend a lot less on what all the marketers of the world want you to spend on.
Yeah. And I think that's, again, those hippos wanting you to say, well, you need that. You need this and that commercials, right? So understanding that wants versus needs, and understanding your spouse, which is one of our previous episodes where we are talking about, having those conversations, right? Sometimes those values are different, right? So we want to have those really powerful conversations with each other to be able to figure out, okay, what is that gonna need or want to get us to where we want to be?
Yeah.
And sometimes there's compromise involved.
Yeah. You probably have different wants like us. So we got volatility, fees, taxes, inflation, and unfiltered wants. What kind of strategies work against these drags? Now, these are strategies that we talk about on this podcast all the time, but also go deeper into within our Wealth Wisdom financial community. Particularly one of them is called Bank on Yourself. We're huge fans of Bank on Yourself, a trademark of Pamela Yellen, an amazing woman. She's done really great at helping people reduce the effect of volatility on their portfolio, reducing the fees that they pay, getting money into tax advantaged places, seeing that when inflation increases, their portfolio increases as well, and then having a financial ally to help with, do you really want that? Is that really the thing that's going to get you what you want, to be in your corner that way? Yes. There's also, for business owners, some really great things with Profit First that help you make sure that you're saving for those taxes, you're factoring in things like inflation, you're for sure filtering the wants in terms of your OPEX. And I love telling Brandon when he comes up with a want that's not in the OPEX, right? That's our filter for that. And then we have this thing called the STILL method. STILL is an acronym, and it is very much a way to set your sights, the S, but then track what your money's doing for you to make sure everything is working toward your goals and your concerns. If you get nothing else from this episode, if you've drifted off, come back to us. This is the most important thing. Define your hippo. Define what your hippo wants to eat, how much it needs.
Your hippo, not other people's here.
Get a plan for your money. And then make sure everything you do, all of your income, all of your expenses, all of where you're saving and investing, how you're looking to make adjustments to get closer to your goals, how all of those things align to feed your hippo. Wouldn't it be cool if you could do that? Well, that's exactly what the Still method does and what we're helping people do all the time in our Wealth Wisdom financial community. To learn more about that, you can go to wealthwisdomfp.com/community. We have all the information there about how you get involved, how you sign up. Again, that's Wealth Wisdom FP, Financial Partners FP.com/community.
And as you can tell, we love talking about this stuff and, helping people. Because again, we've gone through this ourselves. We've seen where other hippos are grabbing stuff from us, when it comes to running a coffee shop business and taxes and the cost of products.
The fee to put outdoor seating out, which would be the same as some multi-million-dollar company, even though we're a small business. Millions of hungry hippos out there.
Don't let me get on that.
But
anyway, so with all of that said, we want to be helping you feed your hippo for your family and helping you break through to a smart, stable financial future. So don't forget to, join us in the community. There's a free version, and you can learn a lot there. And then hit that subscribe button and live long and profitable. The topics presented in this podcast are for general information only and not for the purpose of providing legal, accounting, or investment advice. On such matters, please consult a professional who knows your specific situation and is not a hippo trying to eat all of your wealth.
We'll see you next time.